Hi, boys and girls. Happy Monday. So as you can see, we're going to get back to our regular schedule today. I'm really looking forward to our Zoom call and just chatting with you and seeing how your weekend was going. I know that we had kind of a longer week this time because, I had to cancel our Zoom call and everything, but I'm excited to see you. I'm really excited for this week's essential question and just the topic. I think it's really interesting. And so we'll just get started. So, our essential question, as you can see here, is how do traditions connect people? So, we're going to go over our vocabulary, but before we do that, a tradition. So, what is a tradition? You might hear this word a lot, like in your family. In Spanish, se dice tradiciones, right? So, like, what are things that your family does that they've always done for a long time, and they tell you, oh, it's tradition, that's why we do that. So, like, for example, on Thanksgiving, my family, one of our traditions is that we go around the entire table and everyone says something that they're thankful for, right? Or like another tradition we have is that on birthdays, um, someone will play, like if it's my birthday, my dad will play Las Mañanitas really loud in the morning to wake me up. Or if it's my brother's birthday, my sister and my mom, we do that for everyone. So that's just become a tradition. A tradition is something that your family passes on. It's kind of like it's like it can either be like a belief or an action, so something that you do that you pass on, for a long time. So we're going to be learning about that this week. I'm really excited. But before we do that, we have some new vocabulary words that we're going to focus on. So we'll just get started with that. So our first word is ancestors. So here's the picture. And the sentence is, my grandmother showed me a picture of my great-grandparents and other ancestors. So ancestors are people from who one is descended. So that means they're part of your family and they came a long time before you. So like your great 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 grandparents or your great 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 uncle, those are ancestors, right? People who are part of your family. You know any names of ancestors that you might have? Okay. Our next word is despised. Despised. Tony liked most vegetables, but he despised carrots. So look at Tony. Does he look excited to eat them? Despised means to look down on as worthless or scorned. So despised means to really, really not like someone or something, right? It's kind of like you almost hate something. The next word is endurance. Endurance. Wheelchair racers had the strength and endurance to finish the 20-mile race. So endurance is the power to put up with hardships or difficulties. So endurance means that you kind of have strength that lasts a long time, right? Or power, like it says, to deal with a lot of hardships or difficulties. Now you can have endurance with something physical, like you can have what's called physical endurance, like with running. That means that you can run a really long time and you can do it without, being in so much pain, and you're just strong and your mind is strong because you have to keep pushing yourself to go. But you can also have like emotional and like mental endurance, like no matter what you go through, if it's a hard time, you still are strong and you overcome those difficulties, right? The next word is forfeit. The team had to forfeit the game when 6 players failed to show up. So forfeit means to lose or have to give up because of some fault, accident, or mistake. So forfeit usually means to give something up. I think that's how they're going to use it this week. Give something up. Honor. One way we honor our flag and our country is to say the Pledge of Allegiance. To honor means to show or feel great respect for a person or thing. So, just to show respect, right? So we have special holidays to honor certain people in our lives, right? Like for moms, we have Mother's Day, for dads, Father's Day, for grandparents, Grandparents' Day, we have Veterans Day, Memorial Day, right? All of those days are special days that we use to celebrate and show respect to certain people and to honor them. The next word is intensity. The lion roared loudly with great intensity. And this means having or showing strong feeling, purpose, or effort. So like sometimes you might hear someone say, that was really intense. Just means that that was like a strong show of maybe it was emotions or ideas, right? And the next word is irritating. Sophia found the loud buzzing of the alarm very irritating. When something is irritating, it can make someone angry or impatient. Irritating kind of means like annoying. The next word is retreated. The turtle retreated back into its shell when it sensed danger. So retreated means to have withdrawn or moved back. So basically to move back. A lot of times you hear this like in war movies, they say retreat. That basically means just to go back where you came from, kind of run away, or like it says move. The next word is, that's our last word. So make sure you study these vocabulary words. We will be having a vocab quiz this Friday as well as Kahoot on Wednesday, I believe. So just keep that in mind. And our story for this week is called A Surprise Reunion. Now the genre, historical fiction. We know historical fiction, right? I think about what that means. It means that it's a story that is based on true events, but has possibly, some made up characters or maybe even like some made up like places in some cases, but for the most part, it's usually the characters. And the question, essential question, how do traditions connect people? So how do traditions between families or cultures, how do they connect people? A surprise reunion. We'll start here. And bear with me, these names are kind of hard to pronounce, so see how we do. So Chief Gamewait looked with intensity across the Shoshone camp. The tribe prepared for the rabbit dance as warriors oiled their leather costumes. The dance was done to honor the rabbit as an important food source. The Shoshone had used traditions such as this dance since the beginning of time to mark special occasions and remember their ancestors. In the distance, laughing children were playing with a ball made from rawhide. They rolled the ball into a circle drawn in the dust. If the ball rolled outside the circle, the child must forfeit his or her turn. Camawait smiled as he remembered the games he played as a child. But Camawait grimaced beneath his smile. He felt a dull pain in his stomach for his little sister. She had been snatched from the camp during a raid long ago. He despised those who had taken her. He closed his eyes and pictured the games they had played together. He had been scrawny and demanding and had an irritating habit of she had been scrawny and demanding and had been irritating and had an irritating habit of following him everywhere, he remembered. He missed her assertive manner and her constant questions. What had become of her? So what happened to his sister? It is time to ride, hawk that soars said, interrupting his thoughts. Camaway came back to reality, turned and mounted his horse. A man named Captain Lewis had approached the Shoshone days before. Camaway knew that Lewis had come in peace, and so he welcomed him and his party. Lewis told the Shoshone his story. He explained that he was part of a company with a mission. He was to explore the land that stretched from Missouri River to the Great Ocean. He then asked the chief for a favor. He explained that the rest of his party was waiting at the river with a supply boat. Lewis needed the strength and endurance of the Shoshone horses to help transport the supplies across the difficult land. In return, Lewis offered the Shoshone food and other goods. Camaway's party arrived at Lewis's camp. There he met Captain Clark. "Let's sit and discuss how we may help each other," said Clark. He led the men inside a large tent. Buffalo blankets were spread all around. As they settled inside, Lewis addressed the chief. "We travel with a woman who knows your language." A slender woman with long, dark braids entered the tent. Her eyes adjusted to the dim light filtered through the thick cloth. She nodded to the chief. "I am Sacagawea," she said. Camaway could not believe his eyes. He examined the features on her face. He watched as her expression slowly changed. He immediately knew this was the same sweet face of his lost sister. Sacagawea quickly ran to him. Tears filled her dark eyes. The pain and sadness that Camaway had carried over the years retreated to a forgotten place. "My brother," she cried, "is it really you? How long has it been?" Lewis and Clark were happy to have been unwitting partners in this reunion. Chief Camaway promised them he would provide whatever help and resources they needed. "You have given me a great gift," Camaway told them. "You have reunited me with my beloved sister. Our people will sing and tell stories so that all may remember and honor this day for generations to come." So, how do traditions and the past connect the chief and his sister? So in the beginning it talks about how he saw children playing, right? And, games can be traditions. They're something that can be passed on for generations to generations. For example, it's a silly tradition, but when you guys were jump roping, you guys would sing teddy bear, teddy bear. Something like, I don't know, turn around, teddy bear, turn around. I used to play that when I was in elementary school. Right, so that's a tradition. That's something that's being passed on over many years, something that's still used. So how did maybe the game that Camaway saw being played remind him and connect him to his sister even though she wasn't there? So the question that I am asking you guys to answer today in Skies is, what traditions do you honor in your family? So what are some things that you do in your family that have been passed on for many years, whether it's a recipe or how you cook something, right? Whether it's, I don't know, maybe a movie that your family has watched for so many years that now it's a tradition. Maybe it's like how I said, the tradition we have about sharing something we're grateful for or playing Las Mañanitas. So keep that in mind. Keep in mind some traditions. Um, this this week's lessons are really special because it helps us think about, our family and where we come from, our ancestors, and what really matters to us and what makes us us, right? What makes you just you? Why can no one else be like you? Um, so that's it for today. Uh, keep an eye out for the Skies link, and you just have to write a few sentences. You can write more than one tradition, or you can only write one, whatever you feel more comfortable with. But that's it for today. I will see you guys later for math. Bye.